welcome everyone. R. Rajagopalan, Advaita Kala and Zafar Sareshwala on one of my last programs of the year. And Lokesh Jindal, Renu Mittal, Iftikhar Misgar, all joining us from the other side, from Nagpur, from Delhi and Jammu respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, Piyush Joshi is joining us in a bit. You see, Renu, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It could have been worse. So, at the end of the day, when I look back, I gave some figures. Nothing's changed because the BJP has further consolidated power in the center and the states, right? So it's a bit of back to square one, right? How does the non-BJP side feel at this turn of events? Renu? Lokesh?
Yes, good evening, everybody.
Since you are back to square one, right, just exactly where you were last year, how does the non-BJP side feel about this turn of events?
No, absolutely not. It's not the square one. In fact, if you look at what has been happening globally, we take examples of Sri Lanka. Economically, we saw that the entire regime shifted towards center-left, because the policies of the government, they were not in sync with the people's requirements, and it was only catering to a selected corporate lobby. Similarly, we saw along the peripheral area, whether it is Bangladesh and other neighboring states, there are tendencies that the people, they have rejected some form of an authoritarian regime in one way or the other. Presently, if I look at the economic turmoil that is taking shape globally and the debacle at the parliamentary general elections, I see that right now the government at the center is at a tight spot. It is facing various challenges and it is finding it very difficult to balance what is there with itself and what is the need for the economy as well as the society.
Right.
So I would say at this point of time,
So I take it from you that your first point which you're making tonight is that reality does not matter to you. The fact that you were wiped out in Uttar Pradesh does not matter to you. That you were wiped out with only 16 seats in Maharashtra does not matter to you. That you were wiped out even in Haryana does not matter to you. So I think it's a very good position to be in, Advaita, if one side says that the reality does not matter to us. We will take heart at the fact that a leftist leader has come to power in Sri Lanka. That is what matters to you. Advaita, your first response, please.
You know, putting it in the global context, Arnab, of all the elections that have happened post-COVID across the world, only 15 governments have repeated, and Prime Minister Modi, needless to mention, has been repeated, despite the anti-incumbency globally in democracies post-COVID. So I think it's incredible, this achievement. You may, if you're going to view things in the global context, please acknowledge this as well, that he has managed to hold on to power in the largest democracy, the most vibrant democracy in the world, after a catastrophic COVID wave, which has swallowed up governments across the world. So I think that's one thing that is pretty exceptional from the global context. And the move to the right or the left, I mean, how does it matter? You know, Trump is coming in America after having been so-called, been booted out by the left or the woke left. It's been a complete rejection of the woke left in the United States. And it just goes to show how people are just getting back to common sense and delivery. And that's really all they care about. Not necessarily all this kind of identity politics where however you want to, whatever garb you want to put it in, across geographies, across the world, it's just not working for the people. They want delivery, they want consistency, and they want leadership that tells them as it is. And I think that's a great testimony.
But you know, the worry will be out here, Mr. Rajagopalan and Renu, let me draw you in, that the opposition will be worried that it does not want to end 2025 in the way that it ends 2024. Because it's very sad. Now, they may get desperate. I find it interesting that Lokesh started by talking about Sri Lanka. In the same way that probably he romanticizes the military coup of Muhammad Yunus in Bangladesh, and why Salman Khurshid said what happened in Bangladesh can/should happen here. So is it possible that they may get more interested in street wars, street politics in 2025 because the electoral route doesn't seem to be working for them? Mr. Rajagopalan.
First of all, Arnab, I say 2024 is a tremendous year for Mr. Narendra Modi, because in Jammu Kashmir, Mr. Omar Abdullah took oath of office in Indian Constitution. That's a great victory for 2024. 2024 will also be remembered that Mr. George Soros' move through Rahul Gandhi failed in India. Third, Naxals totally isolated in Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra and other places. Mr. Amit Shah says in 2026 we will wipe out Naxals, but they are taking the butt like a urban Naxals. Now come to the point exactly. In nutshell, I say 2024 exposed Mr. Rahul Gandhi that he is a gas balloon. And George Soros, I will compare Mr. Lokesh Shandal's Sri Lanka episode with great amount of that. That is why Mr. Dissanayake went to India first foreign visit, and surrendered before Mr. Narendra Modi, that thereby becoming a part of India alliance, in the sense India with anti-China. So India could neutralize Sri Lanka. George Soros again failed, I would like to say. Repeat, Rahul Gandhi gas balloon exposed.
So, one thing, let's talk a little bit about Rahul Gandhi, Renu. You have deep affection towards him. My point here is, however, that with the BJP vote share at almost 37% in 2024, which is around the 37.3% which they got in 2019, at the end of the day, and with a string of assembly victories after that, and with the usual attitude, of the non-serious politician, which the Yogendra Yadavs and other, YouTubers have tried so hard to change. I must say, Renu, my heart goes out to these rubbish YouTubers. They work so hard for Rahul Gandhi. 1 year he could have stayed in India. But even during the period of national mourning for Manmohan Singh, he flew off to Vietnam. So, may I get your comment on Rahul Gandhi? One, the disenchantment of India allies. B, the lack of serious campaigning, which even Omar was compelled to point out in Jammu and Kashmir, in Haryana, in Maharashtra, right? So is he sort of stepping aside for Priyanka to take over, which the Lutyens lobby would want? And has he failed at the end of 2024? Has he again failed to deliver?
We can end the year with a big laugh over Arnab Goswami's comments and his conjectures over what is happening in the Congress party. The fact is that the highlight of the year for me was the 240 that the Narendra Modi government got after having raised expectations to the sky of 400 plus. So what has happened is it's been a huge reality check for the BJP government, for the Prime Minister, for Amit Shah and for all the others who are part of that bandwagon. Now the fact is that this number has put paid to a lot of plans of the BJP that they wanted to do. So
Congress, Congress, what did they aspire?
Now when you talk about 1 minute, Rajgopal.
Renu, Congress.
One minute. Renu and Rajagopal are about to fight. I'll place them on a versus.
1 minute.
And 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I'm only saying. Okay, Renu Mittal and Rajagopal are going to go into war on this. I will allow them. Please.
Congress fail? Why should Priyanka Gandhi come now? Why Congress failed?
Rajgopalan is my very dear, he's my very good friend. My point is not that. My point is that you can't interrupt like this, Rajgopal. Nobody interrupted you. You had to say.
Something wrong.
Don't worry about Priyanka Gandhi. She'll fight her own feet.
Rahul Gandhi also failed, He has been proved that he's a gas balloon. You must understand that. Renu, you don't speak like that, I say, because Rahul Gandhi failed. You understand that.
I understand a lot of things which you don't understand.
As he became the Prime Minister.
Rajgopal, you focus on the BJP, which is your area of expertise. Don't go into the Congress, which you don't understand.
Congress is zero. I covered zero much before
you have to.
Why should P.V. Narasimha Rao be kept outside?
I know, zero with 100 seats. Zero with 100 seats. Okay. Let's give me a chance to have my say. You can't interrupt like this, it's not good. You had your say. The fact is that one nation, one vote could not be introduced with the numbers that they wanted. They need 3/4 majority.
What did Congress gain? What did Congress gain?
So the lot of plans of Mr. Modi are at a standstill.
Louder, please.
And I think if you want to discuss the Congress, very good. The Rahul Gandhi is going to launch a one-year agitation starting from 26 January, where the Constitution, the Ambedkar issue,
failed.
to Dr.
Adani,
etc. all going to take. It's going to be a huge, long padyatra where he's trying to connect with the people. So what I'm saying
but
is
I want to ask you.
Sides,
I want to ask you this, Renu. I wish to intervene, please. Renu, I wish to intervene in this friendly bout that you're having with your old friend Rajagopalan.
Because they got much less than what they thought they would go or hope for. So the point is that was really the highlight of the year.
Okay. Thank you, Renu.
Hello.
Thank you, Renu. You see, I tell you this. Usually, one second.
So
Renu, thank you very much. Thank you. Renu, can I please come in, please? Thank you, Renu. This is me, not Rajagopalan. Don't speak over me. Listen to me. See, the point is, you're very senior, Renu. I don't like to speak over you.
So when Arnab says, is it going?
Louder, I can't hear him. I can't hear her. Don't bring her audio down.
A lot of things have changed.
I can't hear her in the studio. Now, thank you. 1 minute. I'm telling my producers. There is an audio drop for you that has happened technically. I have nothing to do with it. My point, which I have nothing to do with this, ladies and gentlemen. My point right now is, see, Piyush, Iftikhar, let's be a little candid, okay? It's not working out. Again, at the start of another year, and right now Rahul Gandhi is going to turn 56 this year or something, and he's been around in national politics for about 25 years. He's on the wrong side of his 50. He's about 56 now, I think, this year. And then if someone were to come and say, this year, Piyush, look at what she says, this year, he is going to start walking and try and connect with the people. My point is, if you're 56 years old, you haven't started connecting with the people despite all the efforts, and you're saying this year we'll connect with the people.
And the yatra was a big...
No, every year. No, there is a limit. People will say, oh, no, you can't. No, listen to me. It's like saying that Milind Soman, will make his debut on the ramp.
I mean,
okay.
If you're 60 plus, you have not debuted on the ramp, you're not going to ever debut.
Can you give me the chance?
No, I'm going to Piyush. This is a strange situation, viewers. I believe there's a number of inaugurations a person can have.
You're changing it now.
A film can't be premiered 20 times every year for the last 25 years. Piyush, what do you think? I'll come to you. Piyush, what is the best option for the opposition now?
The best option for the opposition is that 2024 has been a suboptimal year.
Loud.
There's no doubt in my mind to that. We lost two, or at least the India Alliance lost two of the states which they should have won. One is Haryana and another is Maharashtra. So there is always room for introspection. There is always room for improvement. So you must always introspect and analyze and reboot at times when the situation demands it. So as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, we opened our account in Jammu and Kashmir, but we lost Haryana badly. So we have to introspect that how can we do better in the months to come, because the challenge which is right there for the Aam Aadmi Party and all its supporters is the Delhi elections, and how to do well and how to defeat BJP in the national capital once again. So I think the time for analysis, and at times in certain states a time for complete overhaul of the system is right now, because at times it's now or never. Like I come from the state of Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh, if you don't change the way you work, and it applies to the whole alliance, then you are in the soup, and things are going down south for you. So I think yes, the opposition must introspect. 2024 has not been as rewarding as it should have been. But
but you are not setting the agenda.
Nothing.
You see, 1 minute. You're not setting the agenda. I'd like to go across to Zafar Sareshwala, and Zafar, with the two issues of caste census and Adani, how effective can the Congress be? There are two issues which they present: caste census and Adani. My view is the Adani issue is over. You can't keep rehashing it every time. Is it enough to threaten the BJP, or will the BJP be very happy with the combination of Rahul Gandhi and Adani as the issue? Or will they still be very comfortable with it?
In fact, Arnab, BJP is in much better position now than what they were in May or June 2024. And the best part of BJP is that they learn from the mistakes. They did commit a few mistakes, and for that they got some less seats, but they overhauled it. And you could see immediately the result of that in Haryana. They improved in Haryana, Maharashtra you can see, and also Arunachal Pradesh.
But
Maharashtra
they lost,
was very important.
But they couldn't win Jammu and Kashmir.
Just 1 month
they
before
couldn't win
election.
Jharkhand.
But Jammu and Kashmir, no. Jammu and Kashmir, Arnab, they have been strong where they were, in Jammu. In Srinagar, that Kashmir part, they were not strong. But they have improved on what they were in June 2024. Now coming to your question, Arnab, this was the most foolishest thing for Congress party to rake up Adani and Ambani. You tell me, Arnab, an ordinary poor or middle class, lower middle class voter, what has he to do with what Ambani is doing or what Adani is doing? I mean, that was a failed thing. In fact, BJP would be happy that Congress party continues with these things. And also outside the country, you see, Sri Lanka. I mean, why would Indian government be bothered who's coming in power in Sri Lanka, whether right-winger or a left-winger or a communist, and for that matter, Taliban. In fact, now India has the best relationship with Afghanistan, much better than what they have with Pakistan. Tomorrow you'll see the change in Bangladesh also. These are logical conclusions. Very sooner than later you'll see. Already India has sent 27,000 tons of rice to Bangladesh.
So I think
they're already consolidating, and the issue of caste.
And it's just, it has just hit a rock bottom right now, sir.
The Modi government will improve relations with Bangladesh also. And that problem of minority bashing in Bangladesh, sooner than later, that will also come to an end.
No, but let me put it this way. How many people...
Just allow me.
Okay, Piyush is coming in on a 3 versus 3.
Just allow me a quick counter to what Zafarji has said.
15 seconds.
Zafarji.
15 seconds.
Zafarji, you can take my counter question.
What has money...
No, he's throwing a counter question to you. Zafar, the counter question is to you. The counter question is to you, Zafar.
Just one question, how does it concern the poor and the middle class of this country when we raise issues of Adani and Ambani? 12.3 lakh crores of NP has been written off in last 1 decade. That's how it concerns. And that is what the opposition is trying to explain to the people of this country. We are partially successful in that. We'll be completely successful in the coming years. So, and can you explain how this 12.3 crore of NPA was written off?
No, the point is, I'll tell you what. One minute. See, Piyush, I'm not taking sides on this, but let me... No, 1 minute. I'm not taking sides on this, but I'm telling you something. See, Piyush, I have 2 things to tell you. You can throw any numbers on NPAs. Ask anybody, including after the program, look at the mirror and have an honest conversation with yourself. You know how the mantris used to call people to give loans when the Congress party was in power? You think we have forgotten Colgate? You think we've forgotten the system of Sifarish which operated when the Congress party was in power? In fact, your party, the party you support and have been fighting elections from Aam Aadmi party, used to point only that. Let me go back here. Iftikhar Misgar from Jammu and Kashmir perspective. Remember how in 2024, Omar Abdullah told the Congress to buzz off when they asked for 2 ministries. For me, that was a reflection of the true power equation. And the BJP is working with Omar. Because Omar realizes he needs to be in power in Jammu and Kashmir and keep a good line of communication with New Delhi. But he told the Congress, nothing doing, I will not give you a single ministry. Right?
No,
so the power has shifted within the India alliance. I think it has. Iftikhar.
Arnab, let me put it in the other way around. Like BJP, this government has from day one played a different dirty politics in Jammu and Kashmir. Like they brought PDP into the coalition. Then after that, they spread the notion that there are people, and since the likings for BJP is zero in the Kashmir region, so they took the PDP away from the brains of the main population. Then coming to Altaf Bukhari, they repeated the same case. Going back to Sajad Loan, they did the same case. Now they are trying to fiddle with the Umar Abdullah government also. Umar Abdullah, as long as this government is concerned, this government is part and parcel of the NDA. There is no second thought about it.
NDA or Indi?
This, sorry, India alliance. So let me give you the other details. See, 100 and 1,000 Rahul Gandhis cannot change the scenario in India now, because this government has spread the virus of communalism and polarized the whole country on the basis of religion. This is the country of innocent people. So they have done digging of mosques, harassment of secular people, whom you call Luthians, the people who believe into the idea of India. They have made all irrelevant on the basis of religion and their belief. So it is very difficult to bring them down.
Hey, that's not the point. You are making excuses for not winning the elections. Point is, I go back to my moot point here. Are we ending 2024? Viewers, and one point. See, Lokesh, understand one thing. I said, in fact, I'm the only consistent journalist making this point constantly. I said that, see, this is a mild anti-incumbency hit the Modi government. It's the best thing that happened to it because they're going to come back stronger. And exactly that happened. Did you predict they'd be stronger in December? On June 4th, all you people were jumping up and down as if you had, set foot on the moon and there was no gravity. Look at you. On 30th of December, just look at you. You are looking so despondent. Lokesh, back to square one. You know it's back to square one. It is back to square one.
Just recently, we read a statement from Confederation of Indian Industry that in the second quarter, the manufacturing sector growth rate has plumped down significantly, and the sole reason was lack of effective demand. The policies of the government in favoring only the supply side, corporate side, it has led to a weakening of demand, and that is why there has been calls that you increase the outlays in MG Narega.
Which constituency is CII fighting elections from?
The point is it's time that the government will have to resort to populist policies. It's time that the government would have to reform its policies that are more pro-people rather than pro-corporate. And that is over here that the government will find itself in a tight spot. Now, recently, MOSPI came up with the monthly personal consumption expenditure, and it has pointed out how the trends are shifting. Now, what happened in UK when Starmer came to power? That's the left. Now, there was some form of a policy failure that took place, that occurred because the rightists, they ignored the populist demands of the people, and that impacted the government politically. And the same thing which I see now is the trend is slowly moving towards that. The general
You're giving
elections,
a theoretical explanation. Boss, we are fighting elections. You seem to be writing your PhD thesis. Rajagopalan, your reading of this. Point is, be realistic, no? Be real. You saw what happened there. If the BJP was not populist and did not learn from its mistakes, would it win in Haryana and Maharashtra? Rajagopalan.
Arnab, just Lokesh Jindal started with Sri Lanka. After Mr. Dissanayake visit to Sri Lanka, 3-day stay, what did he say? Sri Lanka soil will not be used anti-Indian propaganda by Chinese. Is it not the victory of Narendra Modi? Or is the failure of Rahul Gandhi? Same thing. Never happened.
Sir, that is something Sri Lanka will always say. There was a
paradise
popular
world.
statement.
You are in a paradise world.
Sri Lanka
Don't
catches
think that
cold.
Congress will come to power again. Congress will never come to power again because 24 is the turning point in Congress history. The last person died is Dr. Manmohan Singh. After that, Congress also had a condolence resolution they had to pay in Belgaum about the Congress demise.
Renu, you have a lot of ground to cover till 2024. There is a leadership crisis in the India alliance, and India has never had a strong face, but there's been an assumption that Congress and Rahul Gandhi are the leaders of the India alliance. My question to you is, why do you think this is being challenged now? Please be open-minded about it. Don't have a closed mind about it. Why is it being challenged now?
You see, whenever a party loses elections, like it has happened in Haryana and Maharashtra, there will be questions. Questions will be asked. They would need to be answered. The question being asked is that is Rahul competent to lead the Congress party and can he win elections for the Congress party? It's a valid question. So whenever you lose elections, this will happen. Rahul Gandhi on his own part is not a very ambitious kind of a fellow, but the party would like to now, what happened in Belgavi was that they would like to restructure, reorganize and do whatever it is required. They're going on a Padhyatra. They would need to
restructure and reorganize with Jairam Ramesh at the center.
Asking questions.
Seriously.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, they would need to. They don't even know.
How many elections has Jairam Ramesh won?
They do not. They are bad communicators. No, they haven't. So that's what I'm saying. They would need to do all that. And Rahul Gandhi has to understand that he has to remove the dead flock from his tables. Otherwise, it's going to be a bad scene for them. Everybody in the party is talking about...
No, this year was a great opportunity. This year was a great opportunity, I believe the greatest and maybe last opportunity for Rahul Gandhi. But all he did, he's going to be remembered for. What is he going to be remembered for? He went to America and met Donald Lu, who is the State Department's regime change expert. He went and met Ilhan Omar. He went and met Ilhan Omar. And then he said that according to him, Sikhs are not allowed to wear turbans in India. So the point is, we have to consider this. Why is the BJP doing so well?
The point is lot of misinformation. There are a lot of misinformation about Rahul Gandhi also in circulation.
We saw the video. We saw him
It's happening all the time.
And saying that Rahul don't have equal right. This is all on video. It cannot be put down to misinformation or spin. It's there, it's visible. Lakhs of people have watched it. And I think it's a very dangerous ploy to go abroad and to march and to point to one specific identity, again, identity politics, and then to say that you are discriminated against in India is very dangerous politics, and this dangerous politics has yielded nothing for him. It really has yielded nothing for him. It's not even won him any credibility in his own India alliance. When he goes on and on about Adani, Ambani, the other party members of the India alliance don't want to back him up. They're so disconnected with his personal vendetta that they don't even come out and speak about it. So I don't know. I mean, next year, this new Padhyatra now, another relaunch of Rahul Gandhi. I mean, we're just going to see these every year, I think, with him, till at such time as, I don't know, Mamata does a coup and a regime change of India alliance. I think that's what's needs to happen if we're going to have a decent opposition.
Well, you know, the BJP and its supporters can keep on dreaming about a rift in the alliance. It's not going to happen. They were imagining that kind of that rift before Lok Sabha elections. It did not happen. Right now I was hearing how big a victory is the Sri Lankan Premier's statement that he is not going to allow his territory to be used for anti-India purposes. And at the same time, I'm reminded of the Hambantota port, I think a Chinese satellite and ballistic missile tracking ship is stationed there. So unless and until that reverses, the love of the Prime Minister for Adani Enterprises reduces, Sri Lanka and China are going to continue using their territory against our country. I'm just amazed and appalled.
Hambantota is not to be used by Chinese. That is the assurance given by Dissanayake. Hambantota will not be used. That is the
sir, for how many years it is on lease? For how many years it has been leased to China?
how should they are not going to use it after giving the assurance by the
Chinese ship stationed there or not?
That it may harm now. When
Come on, sir. Let's not say. Let's just not get involved in rhetoric. Let's base our argument on facts. And these are strong facts that I'm putting forward before you. You know, so either you counter them or you accept your defeat that no, as far as foreign policy is concerned, we have failed in Sri Lanka, we have failed in Maldives, we have failed in Mauritius, we have failed in Bangladesh.
Piyush, electoral politics, you will agree with me, is about the momentum. I concede that there was a considerable amount of momentum. You see, I'm not saying 2014 was difficult for the Congress. 2019 was an opportunity they lost. 2024, you had the wind beneath your sails. You had 10 years of what you thought was anti-incumbency. You had the entire international media with you. You had the entire digital media ecosystem. You had open AI platforms, AI platforms which were used to support. You had an algorithm-based approach. You had social media. You had an evolved Cambridge Analytica model. You had a whole lot of people. But you had the whole ecosystem.
Controls, police controls.
No. But you had the whole ecosystem. No, you had the whole ecosystem with you.
I have no qualms in accepting, that 2024 has been a suboptimal year. I did say that.
Every control was
reform, reanalyze, and reboot, and move on.
No, it's not. One realization that I think the opposition has today is that they can't put all their bets on one political family. Is that too much to state? Look at the winners of this year. Look at Hemant Soren, Omar Abdullah, regional leaders.
And it will be Kejriwal in 2020.
Yeah, okay, so Kejriwal. So I'm saying Kejriwal, okay, fine, Kejriwal.
Does that make any sense?
But it's not.
They are looking after their own state. They are small states.
This is it. Small states, small parties. Zafar?
How can you even say that the coalition is together when Ajay Markan is calling Kejriwal an anti-national?
No, Advaita, you see the language used. You see the language used by the Congress supporters, small parties, small states, Zafar. Small parties, small states, we are the big party. We are a national party. Nobody else is a national party. An assumed sense of significance. Right? Who do you want to put next? Robert Vadra is your face for the India Alliance? He's raring to go.
It is the leaders like Ajay Markan and Sandeep Dixit which are at the core of the
I'd get Zafar.
Cannot win a partial elections in the state of Delhi. They cannot rejuvenate live party in the state of Delhi, and yet they keep on calling the alliance.
Zafar, last word to you, Zafar.
And control the way they speak.
Yeah, Arnab.
Yes.
Arnab, the narrative which Rahul Gandhi has been, putting forward since last 10 years has failed. That narrative is not working. You are asking about Manipur. Yes, whatever has happened in Manipur is absolutely worrisome. But to rake Manipur issue in Gujarat or Maharashtra will not give you anything. So they don't even have the right issues to raise. That is the problem. And one more thing I'll add. After 2024 June, even the Muslim community now is feeling that they need to build bridges with the government of the day. They need to change their priorities from electioneering to education. And for that, this government is very helpful. The government in Maharashtra is very helpful, even in UP. Yogi Adityanath has been very helpful when we went to him and put a proposal about Talim-o-Tarbiyat program. So Muslims are also now feeling that Congress party is only interested in your votes.
So
they don't need you.
That is what I actually want.
So the more things change or pretend to change, or we are told it's change, in reality nothing changes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not good to end a year and begin a new year with a status quo, but we'll be keeping at Republic a close watch on national politics. Thank you very much for that.